Hey everyone, this is my 2008 F-150 and today I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on it. With the right oil, filter, and tools, you can do this in less than 20 minutes and it will keep your truck running a really long time. This is my 2008 F-150. I've had this truck for about 6 years now and I absolutely love it. It's taking really good care of me. I take really good care of it. And one thing I've always done is my own oil changes. I really like to know exactly what's going in the truck, what filter is used, and really it's a sense of satisfaction in taking care of my own truck and, not knowing exactly always what goes on behind closed doors at the mechanics. I really know exactly what I'm doing with the truck. I can keep track of my own maintenance schedule. So start off here. There is the intake here for the oil, the new oil we're going to put in here. The cover there, it says 5W20, so you know exactly what weight to go with. And I always use full synthetic, not a synthetic blend, not really any other traditional oil, just full synthetic, high mileage full synthetic. All right, so the tools I use are really simple. It all starts with this 3/8 Milwaukee tool socket wrench, and I have a 5/8 socket to remove the drain plug. And I also use this 3/8 wrench to use my oil filter wrench. And this is only used to remove the filter, not to tighten it. You always want to hand tighten it. And it pops right on there. Crank it in tight spaces, works really well. The kind that clamp around the oil filter, I've always found those a little bit tougher to use when you don't have any room. They're great when you have plenty of room, but sometimes in tighter situations, these work better. So definitely recommend these. And the other thing I like to use is a creeper. Got this at Harbor Freight. It kind of saves your clothes from getting all dirty underneath the vehicle. And you can just creep around. It's kind of fun to use. Drain pan for your oil, and then a oil can to take your oil to recycle it. And that's really all you need. I use gloves, paper towels. If you've never done this before, maybe some desiccant. If you make any oil spills, you can really clean it up really easily. But other than that, those are the only tools you need. So in addition to the tools that you need to do an oil change, you will also need an oil filter. Now, I think we fuss a lot about the types of oil we use, the weight, all of that, but the oil filter is maybe often overlooked, and this is the piece that you want to change out in addition to your oil every time you make an oil change. So this is the FRAM Titanium oil filter, full synthetic filter. This is rated for 20,000 miles, which I never get close to that. Even with synthetic oil, I always change it around 10,000 miles, sometimes a little bit less, but the manufacturer, FRAM, says this is good for up to 20,000 miles. So again, I'm not pushing it, but it's kind of a safety gap there. This filter, what I like about it, it has this nice grip. We can call it their total grip. And again, when you use this to remove the oil the other filter, but use this, you need the good grip to hand tighten it. You never want to use the oil wrench to tighten it. Always want to hand tighten. Having the grip here, make sure it doesn't slip out of your hand because your hand's probably going to be a little oily. The grip here keeps it, it's kind of like a skate deck grip tape, but a little smoother actually. So it goes on like that. It has a really nice gasket here as well. And pretty much other than that, it's just got the all black look. Typically I think FRAM filters have kind of the orange and black, but I love the all black look here. And this goes on. We're going to show you how it all puts together. So the first thing I do is just remove the cap. This, you don't have to, but we'll say it kind of relieves some of the pressure built up inside your engine, and it makes the oil, when you drain it, just flow out that much faster. So I take the cap off and I jump underneath to remove the drain plug and let the oil come out. All right, there's the oil pan and the drain plug, and that's a 5/8 on the F-150 here. And I've got my oil pan to catch it, and a little cardboard underneath there. And once I drain this, I will move on to the filter. I just use a tool to loosen it. And now I like to hand turn it so I can catch this nut this bolt, before it falls into the oil. That's always kind of a pain to fish out. So. There it goes. A little messier here because I'm using one hand the camera, but we're gonna let this all drain out and then going to
take this pan and move it over to where the filter is so I can catch any oil when I remove the filter. All right, so now the oil is drained. I'm gonna use my wrench filter, take off the old one, put on the new one. So the new filter is ready to go. The one thing you wanna do is put a little bit of oil around this gasket so it makes it easier to get off when it's the time for the next change. So what I like to do is dip my finger into a little bit of oil from the cap of the new oil and just run it around the rim right here. Do it one more time, make sure. Just a real nice thin little coating, and then it's good to go. So the easiest access for me is to come in from the top. Again, you don't want to use your wrench, just want to hand tighten it. And you drop your filter kind of right through this little maze. And eventually, you just want to work it down. There we go. And it's probably too dark to see anything, but there is a little bolt there. You just want to find that and start just kind of screwing your filter on until it catches. Start spinning, and it should be all tight. So before you start your oil change, you need to check with your vehicle manufacturer on the recommended oil weight, as well as the engine oil capacity. You need these before you even start purchasing your oil. And as you're filling up, what I always like to do is stop just short, maybe a liter or so below or a quarter so below what they recommend, so that you can always add up a little bit later. So check your dipstick, make sure the level is even and where it should be. All right, just put the cap back on. It's good and tight. Check the dipstick, ready to roll. All right, I'm done. 120 minutes, got fresh oil, got a new filter. I want to thank FRAM for sponsoring this video and showing everybody how to change the oil in my 2008 F-150. The FRAM Titanium, again, is good for 20,000 miles, and I'm gonna be well under that, but I'm good for another 10, 15 for sure. But again, I recommend using a full synthetic, high mileage oil, and definitely make sure you pick a really high quality oil filter like the FRAM Titanium. We put so much thought into the type of oil we use. You should definitely do the same with the filter. And I think that's it. I'm gonna run this oil to the recycling. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions, put in a comment below, and see you later.